All right, welcome back, guys. Another episode of the Jock Talk podcast. We got Matt, we got Brock. How we doing today, Brock?
Oh, great as always. Coming off win number 100
That's
versus
right. That's right.
the rival Chicago Bears. So
Yeah,
that was a great game to watch.
we've seen some crazy stats. I'm sure you've seen the same one where like the Packers at one time were
Mhm.
at like 57 wins and the Bears
Yep.
were at like 88, and they somehow became still the first team to get to 100 in the rivalry.
Yeah, I believe it was 57 and 81,
Yeah,
and it
so
was that's how good Mr. Aaron Rodgers and good old
Brett
Brett
Favre.
Favre have been over the last 2 to 3 decades.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
they've been some of the most impressive football. They play most of their impressive football against the Chicago Bears. Aaron said it after the game. He loves being the Chicago Bears. So that's always good to hear from your franchise quarterback.
Yeah. And what a game it was for Win 100 too. Yours truly, my prediction was 41-17. Aaron Rodgers goes ape shit, and the defense forces 2 or more turnovers. Was looking good until Mike Pettine's soft prevent defense let the Bears score that extra touchdown 2-point conversion at the end to make it 41-25. But overall, Aaron Rodgers had a great game. His stats really don't show it in terms of the yardage, but 4 touchdowns. The running game, not one person, but for some reason they just don't like giving the ball to Aaron Jones in the second half of games, or certain drives Jamal just takes over. And then the defense, Preston had an opportunistic play, and Darnell Savage was again
all over the field.
Opportunistic. Mitchell Trubisky sucks, so that helps a little bit.
Yeah,
But
I mean, you look what I said in the show that I did by myself, that if we pressured Mitch early, he'd make those errant throws, and sure enough, he did. He can't be trusted, especially on the deep ball. I mean, his deep ball is probably one of the worst in the leagues. He has a good arm. He's just inaccurate as anybody could be. He can barely hit the ocean from the beach. So, I mean, it showed a lot, getting pressure early and then end up making a few bad decisions. And Packers defense played pretty well for the most part. I mean, we had a couple drives that it was like that first drive, it looked like it was going to be a back and forth game. They busted that 56, I think, 52, 56 yarder right up the middle. Could have drove a Mack truck through that. So that was kind of worrisome. And with Mr. King Henry coming in a few weeks, can't really have that kind of defense when they're running the ball, because we probably would never catch him, and he's not going to go down easy. But that being said, the Packers played good against the Bears, and I see a very similar matchup against the Eagles this week. I mean, Carson Wentz has been bad. So, he looks a lot like Trubisky, making really bad decisions, scrambling out of the pocket and just throwing ducks. And hopefully our defense can stay aggressive. Pettin, hopefully he dials up a few blitzes like he did a couple times against the Bears, and you saw what the pressure did. Yep. So I think it's a lot of the same. Very subpar offense and a pretty good defense. So a lot of the same from last week looking like this week.
Yeah, so the story of the Eagles, and it's been this way for a few years now, is they're really, really good against the run, and they're below average against the pass. So it's one of those where hopefully MVS gets a couple looks. Devontae Adams obviously dominates the wide receiver target share. I don't know if Tavon is gonna be able to play this game. I know they have some restrictions around new players entering and the COVID testing and all that kind of stuff, but
he was at practice. He was at practice and running routes, so maybe limited role. Obviously, you can put him at punt return, kick return. Yeah, punt return, kick return. Give him something easy. So, I don't expect him a lot, but hopefully we can get him out there and see what he can do.
Yeah, you and I were texting during the game, and Equanimous St. Brown cannot be that dude on those on those reverses.
Run straight into your blocker, into his back.
Well, obviously he's going to run straight into the blocker. Why would he just hit the open hole and explode
at least get the
through
first down? I mean, he could.
I mean, there were a couple of his catches. I mean, he was getting open on like crossers, which is nice to see. But there's a couple where he was open on a crosser and then he backtracks and it was like on a third down and he goes backwards, so he doesn't get the first down. And thankfully, he gets tackled like a yard past the first down marker. But the vision just not quite there for Equanimous. But I can see the running game struggling a little bit. Whether if it's we just talked about whether if it's Aaron Jones, whether if it's Jamal Williams. So like I said, maybe we'll see MVS or maybe we'll see Tavon or even they've been sending Devontae on those motions across the backfield. Have to manufacture a little bit in the rushing game there. But I think it's another game where Aaron Rodgers can continue to, at this point, it's sad to say, but I think he's in catch-up mode in terms of the MVP race. Hopefully he can catch up to Patrick Mahomes, who looks like he's probably going to take it if the season were to end right now. But I think it's a game where the offense as a whole can hopefully, get those long sustained drives because we talked about it. Carson Wentz is not good. Miles Sanders showed some promise last year. He's been on and off the field this year. So that's just another thing we have to worry about. He's one of those do-it-all backs. He can catch the balls out of the backfield. So, I'm just praying that we don't see Preston Smith trying to cover him.
Yeah. This is kind of like the same situation that we were in last year when we faced the Eagles. A desperate team needing a win. They're on another 3-game losing streak. They need to stay competitive in that brutal NFC East. So a win here would be huge for them, especially taking out a team like the Packers. But I don't see it happening. I think the Packers are offense is well ahead of where the Eagles defense is, and the Eagles offense isn't nearly what they need to be at this time of the year.
Yeah.
So I mean, the matchup, like I said earlier, it's a lot of the same. That D line has produced the second most sacks with 36. A lot of QB pressures. I mean, that defense can get after it, but our offensive line has been probably, I think, even though I think we're rated second in the league, I think this has been the best offensive line Aaron's had in quite some time, being sacked only 12 times already, or this season, where it's almost once a week. So I'll take that. I know Aaron just having his 37th birthday. I think he enjoys that. So I mean,
Aaron Jones is 37.
Aaron Rodgers, my bad.
Oh.
Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Jones is 26.
Also celebrated a birthday.
Yeah, and so did Rashawn Gary. So I mean, maybe it's a thing. Packers like December birthdays, I guess.
Well, not just the Packers, but Wisconsin sports MVPs. Christian Yelich, Giannis, and Aaron Rodgers are all within a week of each other. I'm pretty sure I saw on the interwebs the other day. So
Wisconsin sports fact. There you go.
Damn right. So all right, Brock, we got prediction time.
Yep.
Going similar to last week, we have 34-13 Packers.
Yeah.
Defense forces 2 more turnovers. Aaron Rodgers 275 and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, we had a very similar prediction last week. We are very similar this week. I have the Green Bay Packers 38, the Eagles 13. So I think we both expect a big game out of this defense. I have the defense getting 5 sacks. I think we really pressure them. That O-line has been real bad for the Eagles. And Carson Wentz has just held onto the ball way too long. And I mean, I know Zadarius can get in there. Rashawn Gary is having a great year, as you called. I think Tay gets back to his over 100 yards this game. I have Aaron Jones getting a couple rushing touchdowns as well.
Okay.
Along with Aaron Rodgers gets his number 400, so he passes for 3 touchdowns this game. So I think he's kind of excited to hit that 400 mark. I mean, great career. Obviously, he passed 50,000 last week. Hopefully, he can get number 400 this week, and all with under 100 interceptions, 88 to be exact. I mean, you look at other Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Brady, Breeze, Peyton, and he is just blowing them out of the water. And and that touchdown to interception ratio when you hit number 400 is crazy. I mean, one of the greatest to ever do it. I'm glad he's on the Green Bay Packers.
My last prediction for the game, Money Mason is money this week. No missed extra points this week.
Oh, that scared me last week. I was like, oh,
Yep.
Money, what are you doing?
I know. All right. You got anything else, Brock? Packers, Eagles. Packers keep rolling. Obviously, going for win number 9.
Keep a stranglehold on the NFC North.
Let me ask you this. If there was one thing that you're worried about, or one player maybe for the Eagles that you're worried about, what is it?
I mean, the pressure, I think. I mean, if they blitz a lot, I think they can get to us. Obviously, if you blitz more than 5, you can be in trouble, because that defense has been very good, like I said, pressuring the quarterback. So if they win the defensive front, it could be a long game, or it could be a lot tighter game. But the way our offensive line has been playing, I think we'll probably be without Lindsley again.
Yep,
but
he's out for multiple weeks.
But Elton's been solid. You can put him wherever you want, and he's been.
John Runyon Jr. was been looking good at left guard. I know
he's been the only player in our draft to actually play well. I mean, you've had AJ Dillon a little bit, but Runyon's been real good.
I know when I think you too when we were doing mock drafts before the draft, he was always a player who just seemed to be there in the 6th round, and Elton's he's just a stud. John Runyon stepped up.
You can almost give him the gold jacket right now too. Just the, I mean, we talk about Quentin Nelson being like that. I mean, Elton's right there with him. He doesn't get the same
notoriety,
as Quentin, because Quentin was first round, like top 5 pick.
Top 5, yeah.
So I mean, he doesn't get that same, but he moves around that offensive line. I mean, you look at the offensive line. Billy Turner's been outstanding at right tackle. He actually moved in front of Bach for best tackle in the game right now. So we got 2 tackles in the top 3. Elton, move him wherever. Guard's been playing well. So I love our offensive line, but that D line does scare me, just because they are aggressive and they are good. So we win that. I'm not worried about it.
All right. Before we head out, I will say the one thing that I'm kind of concerns me or worried about maybe a little bit is the Packers playing down to the level of their competition again. So we just they have to come out with some energy, be ready to play. Don't overlook them, and move on to, was it Tennessee the week after that already?
Ooh, I think that's in 2. I think
we got Lions. Yep. All right, so can't overlook the Eagles, can't overlook the Lions, to hopefully not get run over by King Henry. So with that being said, Brock, we'll talk to you guys later. If you haven't already checked out our other videos, we have our fantasy 6-pack ×2, which is a fantasy 12-pack for you guys. We have our locks and upsets coming up. We have our top 5 as well. You can always follow on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you listen to your podcasts. We'll be typically on there as well. So until next time, Brock, you know how we always end the show. Go Pack, go.